Creativity takes courage. Thank you for joining us on our first very episode, The Insights. I'm your host, Amber, and I'm joined by the most beautiful, amazing woman, Miss Xola Dhlamini. Xola, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, baby. How are you?
I'm good. To give everybody a summary on what the show is actually about, we are trying to give students and graduates a platform to actually speak about the problems that they are facing in regards to the studies that they have chosen, and they have qualifications sitting at home and not using them. So for you, Ms. Xola, we know that you have started to become a media practitioner. How did it come about? What did really inspire you?
So I'm going to give you guys a timeline to explain this. So it started when I was in high school. I was in grade 9, and my late best friend, so her mother owns a production company. And then it was a Saturday, and I was at home, and they like, we need an actor. Do you mind coming in? And I was like, okay, let me go. And I went and I tried it out, and I liked it. And then from there on, I started acting throughout my high school and my high school phase. And then after high school, when I got to grade 12, I was like, okay, now I need to choose what career I want to go for. And I was like, I want to do television. Came to Boston, and I did exactly that. But unfortunately, I am not majoring in what I came here to do, but I'm happy with my choice.
Okay.
So that's how it came about.
That's nice. That's the nicest story ever. So, in regards to having a qualification, we know you're going to be a newbie graduate in media. What could be your fear in actually entering the industry with your qualification and not actually using it at the end of the day?
That's actually one of my biggest fears. It's coming out of Boston with my qualification and maybe not using it, maybe sitting at home with it. That's my biggest fear, because it's not confirmed that when I come out of Boston I have a job waiting for me. No, it's not like that. I need to go find a job, and there's a possibility that I might find it, and there's also a possibility that I might not find it. I just don't know.
Which is very sad, because most students are at home with their qualifications that they're not actually using at the end of the day. Uthola umuntu ukuthi usasebenza at a local shop as a cashier or as a cleaner, kodwa umuntu une-qualification uligqokile ijazi nebhande.
People are sitting at home with degrees. I always tell myself that, if that would happen to me, then I wouldn't be the first. Abantu bahleli nama-degree emakhaya, they don't know what to do. It's like, it's just not confirmed. It's not just the media industry, it's almost in every industry that it's not confirmed that when you go out you will have a job.
Yes, like ayikho le nto leyo ukuthi khona umsebenzi ozobe ukulindile. But it could have been nicer if ever ama-institution anikeza i-showcase yokuthi mawuphuma la, there's a job waiting for you at so and so company. But now companies nowadays, they bafuna experience, and a lot of it uzoyithatha experience.
First of all, I've never worked a day in my life. Where am I going to get that experience? I am supposed to come learn there and get experience from working there. It's like, you guys can't ask for experience when we've never worked a day in our lives.
And it comes down to actually studying in a certain institution whereby kufundwa kakhulu theory and there are less practicals at the end of the day. Ungayithola experience by doing ama-practicals, but because la ufunda khona awekho ama-practicals, how could that really affect a student or a graduate in a negative way?
It's going to affect you in every negative way possible, because uzophuma la and you're going to go look for a job. You'll find a job and you won't even know what to do, because you don't know anything. You've never done any practicals. All you know is theory. All you know is, I've read this from a book, so I don't know when I do this in real life, how is it done. So it's better if you're doing practicals, more practical things, especially if you're studying media. You need to do more practicals. I need to be in the studio and be talking and learning on radio. This is how you present yourself.
And actually, talking about media is very broad, right? So kuma institutions amaningi, you get that practicals abanika abantwana, it's only radio, television, because khona ama-objects kumele uwaphathe, there's ama-button kumele uwapresse e-studio. But bakhohlwa ukuthi even PR people, marketing people, advertising people now bayadinga ama-practicals at the end of the day.
True. It's like you bathumele spaza, just bathumele spaza, and they can gain some knowledge from working there or just from asking questions there. They need some kind of practicals from there, you know.
While we're still on the theory part, so I've had this question, ukuthi, having a textbook that were uh, wrote or published like few years ago, and knowing that the industry, like each and every industry, not only media, not only media, but each and every industry, evolve and it changes each and every single day. You learn something new. How could that really affect us as ama students, Mrs. Puma, see ama newbies in whatever industry that we chose?
It's gonna affect you because it's like whatever you're learning there is no longer relevant at that time. At this time, it was relevant at that time, but now it's no longer working. It's like not saying my textbook. If the school's giving you those textbooks, it's like they just wasted money, you know, because you guys are not gonna use those textbooks. You'll find that your lecturer will say, "No, man, we're not gonna use that textbook. It's not valid here. It's not going with the context of of South Africa. It's a Britain textbook, you know."
And you
actually
ask yourself, so why did I get that textbook?
Yes, it's like what a waste of money. What a waste of money.
Because there's a lot of money being paid to these institutions.
A lot. We pay a lot in institutions, so it's like, can you guys at least do one thing right and give us the education we're looking for?
Just the education, because every one of us into esifunayo knowledge. Akekho umuntu othanda ukuhlala ekhaya.
No. Abakhona.
Even mina now, like it drives me crazy that I can't get to campus from Monday to Friday. It drives me crazy and wait for a certain lecture to actually call me in to go to campus just because of this corona. Those could be the worst people.
Yeah, it's very difficult studying from home. It's a pandemic of its own. You know, we went into lockdown and it's like, oh my god, now I need to fish out more money for data for Amazon classes, and then after that I need to do research on school. It's like more money is coming out of your pocket now. So yeah, it's a very difficult thing, especially if that certain institution that you're studying at cannot help you with anything. They can't buy you data, and it's like, I'm paying. Can you guys at least take out 100 rand from those fees and get me data?
Which actually comes down to most students dropping out. Because now, imali yokudla, imali yasesikoleni, imali yedatha, transport fee, mawubizwe ngalelo langa.
And for other people, it's so hard to study from home. They tell you all the time, but there's also things affecting them ekhaya, and it's not an environment in which you can study in, you know.
Which really comes down to Mrs. Campus, we really help each other as student to student. I can come to you and be like, I can't see this question, even if we third year student and I'm a first year student, and come to you and the question but over the phone now will stress I can't stress you even more. Enough about sad stories and miserable stories. Let's talk about your business. Why did you choose business? Why did you go for business? Does it go hand in hand with the course that you have chosen?
So, business. I wanted to start my business back in 2019, but God was like, relax, my child.
Sit down.
Because like nothing was just working out. Yes, I had done my research, but it's like nothing. And like now that I look at it, I'm like, you know, if I had started it back in 2019, it just wouldn't have lasted. And then last year I was just like, okay, I really like this. And my parents had given me money to go buy winter clothes, and then I used that money to stock up for my business.
Really?
For real. That's just how I started my business.
Yeah.
And it actually goes hand in hand with what I do, because I am a makeup artist, and it's a cosmetic business. It's a cosmetic company. And also not just that, what I'm studying is actually going hand in hand with my business, because it's like during first year, I did marketing, I did advertising, I did PR. So I know exactly what my business needs. I know how to market my business in this very gruesome industry, you know.
You don't actually have to go out there and hire somebody.
Yes,
Also,
I don't need to pay for marketing services. I don't need to pay for ads. I can create all those things by myself.
you know, later it's holy, right?
Yes, because I did marketing during first and second year, so it's like I know.
Which is
I know.
really nice to know. Good knowledge, yeah, sees that at the end of the day, even if you got knowledge 6 months, having your 6 month course,
even a 2-week course.
Knowledge on how to actually run your business, because you hire somebody to actually run your own business.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's like it's better when you handle your own business, because then anything that I can't blame anyone else.
Yeah.
If money goes missing, it's like I look at myself and so that's it. That's just how it works. You know?
So to everyone who's at home right now or at a taxi somewhere watching the insights. Watching the insights, what do you have to say to them in regards to, okay, you have a qualification right now, but it doesn't work for you? Yini enye into ongayenza to actually ukuthi ungahlali uphela amandla uphela umoya?
Knock on those doors, but not only that, if you have some kind of talent that you think can work for you and can bring in some income, use it. For me, it's like, if my qualification does not work out, I am going to make up all your faces and people are going to pay me. I will learn how to do nails. I will do something. I love cooking. I will start a catering company if I have to. But apart from that, let's leave all those extra things aside. That qualification that I studied for, that I don't pay for it, but that my parents paid for is gonna have to work. I will knock on all these doors. I tell myself all the time, because you know what? I will go to all these radio and just knock them, all these radio stations, and just knock on all those doors. One will open eventually.
You shouldn't really give up.
Don't give up. I know, Guti, you will knock on all of them, and by the time you get to the last one, asaphelile amandla, but ungasabi, just knock.
So I've been wanting you to say the name of your company, because everybody's like Luqo Cosmetics.
I know, right? People are just like, is it Luqo? And I'm like, I know it should be Luqo, but no, it's Lagzo. Although the name Lagzo comes from my both my names, it's like the first 2 letters of my names. It's like Ulungile, it's LU, and then Xola, it's XO, and I'm like, it's Lagzo.
When you see it, so
Lagzo Cosmetics.
Umuntu ofuna ukwazi more about Xola.
Where can they find me?
You
guys can get me on YouTube at Lulash Dhlamini. If I'm not on YouTube, you guys can find me on Instagram at Lulash, or it's _Lulash __. And you also can find me on Facebook, Lungile Dhlamini.
Nizwele guys.
Find me.
Nizwele guys. So before we go anywhere, Line it's always a hype.
Oh my god.
Yini eyiplay ngoma le ethi meyidlala ama morals athi out by the window.
There's so many. There's so many. I will go with a chilled one. Let's go with Ubomi Abumanga by
Ubomi Abumanga. Intombi yaka Msomi, Xola Dhlamini. We're signing out. Lalela le gym.